but the spell will take time.
Hi guys, waiting on ex Daredevil to get on the Motu King. Seems to be having trouble for some reason. I told him to jump on the chat. I'll pop him in on the chat. Oh, there we go. There we go. There you go. Did that work through the chat?
Yeah. Hold on one second. I don't know what was going on when I was clinking a link in my Instagram DMs. It would ask me, do I want to allow the mic or allow my mic and my cam access, and I click on the button and then it just don't do anything.
Dang. Yeah, you should be able just to hit yes on it or whatever. And
yeah, now my damn whatchamacallits ain't working now.
Damn, I don't know. Do you guys got a storm going on somewhere near you?
No, everything's all right around here. Just every technology, bro.
It's the internet, I guess, is everybody's having issues with it. I wonder what's really going on.
I don't know. It's like it won't allow me to have my like last night. It wouldn't allow me to use the camera light off my phone when I was showing my figures off last night on Kaz's stream, and then now it won't allow me to use my earpods when it was allowing me to use. When you called me yesterday.
Yeah.
It was allowing it. Of course, I was through Instagram though, so. But I had these on last night, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. It's all boo boo.
Yeah. Oh man. So
I guess I have to find out what the hell I did with my wired ones because I don't know.
Oh.
I really wanted to use those because it's better for me to hear.
Well, I could hear it. You couldn't hear me.
Yeah. I just, in other words, I couldn't hear you through my earpods.
Maybe it has kind of something to do with what's going on with your, half your house, whatever.
It's just my phone. Just my phone being dumb.
Well, I mean, you got electrical interferences and stuff, and blah blah blah. You hit certain spots of your house, and it goes in and out.
Yeah,
like we all do.
I don't know what I did. I just laid my damn headphones some damn where.
Oh, you sound really good right now, so.
All right.
But yeah, we got OG Skywatch in the chat. We got
Yeah, I seen OG. What's up, y'all? That bug show.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was working when I was listening to music just off of YouTube. Yeah. But
what was that?
I was like, yeah, like I said, I was listening to music off of YouTube with my earpods, but it was working then. Then now all of a sudden it just it might be StreamYard. But I was waiting for that. I was hoping that, or at least I'd expected that announcement to come today, because that guy said, Junker said this weekend. So I know he didn't mean next weekend, because obviously he would have said next weekend had that been the case. But he said this weekend, so we should be hearing it any time between now and tomorrow, I guess. So
yeah.
I don't really know.
OG says alien EMP.
I don't know, man. Just aggravating shit.
You sound good right there, though.
That's good, yeah. Go ahead and plug this thing up anyway. Put it on the lifeline because
Yeah.
it's only got like 38%.
Mhm. You have a decent day in New York, in work.
Yeah, it was all right. Wasn't as bad as I expected it to be because we I expected to have a rookie working today and Subway eat fresh and evidently he I mean I didn't care to ask why or where where he was or because he never did show up, so I don't when that usually occurs, especially if it's a rookie, I don't really care because that's less headache I got to deal with. I mean, I obviously I'll help them and train them and all that, but that's less I got to worry about, so I can concentrate on other stuff. Uh, you know, makes the day a little bit easier. So it was all right though. We got a little business, but it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be because we had it's like an air show. One of those type of air shows. I think they may have had Blue Angels out there. I'm not sure who all they had out there, but they've been training the last couple of days, and
Oh
they've
yeah.
been flying right over my fucking store, and I mean like low, put like this, flying so damn low, it hurts your ears. Like my ears started got problems.
Shakes a little bit of the stuff around the building.
Yeah, it shakes the building. Yeah, man, that's too fucking low, bro. So I was actually getting a little bit pissed because I was out there eating. I was on break, and the first day they started that shit, which was Friday, and I was just like, man, y'all need to stop, bro. Y'all getting on my damn nerves with that bullshit. But that's whatever, man. Luckily, they finally quit after a couple hours or so of training. I guess they were doing preparing for the air show. It's cool, man. I mean, I've been to them in the past, and we've got an airfield right up the road here, right up the hill. Like literally, I can throw a rock and probably hit that bitch. And they've got they used to hold air shows up there. They still do from time to time because I remember I used to go with my grandmother and my sister. She used to drive and park on the side of the road by the fence, and we used to watch them. Watch whatever they would do, stunts they would do, and take off and land and all that kind of shit. So we'd have a cooler, with a bunch of drinks and hot dog. We'd make hot dogs, and we'd already have them made pre cooked or whatever, and we'd cook them at the house. In other words, right before we would leave, and then
Yeah.
do it that way.
Yeah. Well, to let the audience know, we're thinking about doing this Motu show. Hopefully, maybe we can do it once a week or maybe twice a month or something. I don't know. But I know you're very deep, and I plan to learn a lot from you on the Motu, especially the new stuff that's coming out. What's going on behind the scenes behind Motu nowadays? you know.
Right.
So, yeah, and then you're
Well, I mean, I don't even like study it all the time, or I don't, like look at it all the time, or just just whenever I get, just see it, and you know, whenever I just run across it, and
yeah.
because I'm all, I've got it's all over my Facebook, and it's all over YouTube, and Toy Habits, and they're, I hear a lot of stuff out of them, and they're a great source for information, and because if it wasn't for a lot of them guys, and other people that compared to 20 years ago, 20 years ago, man, it was a lot different. The internet wasn't really what it is now, but it did help, and it helped a little of the process. But if it wasn't for the He-Man.org, I wouldn't have really known anything. So shout out to all them guys, man. I've been a part of that family since about 2001, and I go on there from time to time. I actually need to get back on there. The site site had been down now for a couple months for renovations, and they got everything, I guess, working correctly. So, and updated. So,
Yeah. So He-Man.org is a good source of info.
pretty much He-Man.org is the be all place to be. It used to be real big, man. It's nowhere near as big as it used to be. As far as the community, man, I don't know what happened, to be honest with you, because the core people that are on there now are really just that. You know, they're the people that's always been there. You know, like myself or others. You know, we've been, you know, we've never we may have left for a little while, but we've always come back. It's, you know, coming back home, so to speak. And it just used to be a lot of people, man. During the Mike Young series, man, it was real big during that whole relaunch of He-Man, and you know, the early part of 2001. It was huge, man. It was the place to be, and only place, the place on the internet for any and everything Master of the Universe, man. And now, but I'm thrilled with the fact that, you know, we got other avenues and other places to go. It's not just, you know, but He-Man.org is always going to be number one to me. It's always going to be my home for you know, everything that, you know, encompasses Master of the Universe, man. Whether it be talking to fellow collectors, or you know, looking for product, or selling product. You know, I used to buy and sell off of there as well, from other collectors, and just a great place to be still. And you right now you've got other new places to go. You know, you got foreternia.com. That's a good little website to start it up, and they got a message board as well. And then of course you got Mattel Creations. They got a forum for the, you know, Mattel's official site. And I've never really got on that. I've kind of scanned through their forums before, but I never really commented, or I don't even think I've ever signed up on the forums part of it. But like I said, I need to get on back on He-Man.org, because that's really the OG place to be. So, like I said, thanks to people like Toy Habits and foreternia.com, and I could go on and on, man. Some of them skip my mind at the moment, but I know Mega J Retro he's got a YouTube channel, so anybody, you know, want to check Mega J out, man, he keeps up with all the, you know, we all help each other and try to keep, you know, get the word out, you know, news and what's going on in the land of Motu, in the Motu world. So, but Facebook, you know, Facebook helps a lot. You know, David Clark over at adultcollector.org is the guy who's behind, you know, the main Motu groups on Facebook. So,
what was that YouTube channel?
Mega J Retro.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a gentleman out of he's based out of Canada. So MEGAJAY Retro.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Go ahead and
I am subscribed to him. Okay.
Yeah. And then Toy Habits, and I'm trying to think, Geek Dad Life. You know, Jay and John. That's another pair of guys that are really in the Motu world. You know, as far as news and stuff like that. I wouldn't say they're like, I'm not obviously testing I'm not trying to attempt to test how dedicated they really are to Master of the Universe, because the only person I know how dedicated they are is myself, so I can't really speak on anybody else. But from the outside looking in, to me, it just seems like they're not, you know, like crazed collectors of Master of the Universe or fans, you know, but they are what I call generalized fans of the brand. Which, hey, it don't bother me, you know, more the merry. From the hardcore to die hard to the one that'll steal your lunch money to buy an action figure with, or you know, but
Hey, Lon, I see you back there. I'll let you in a little while. Hold on, give us a few minutes. Big M's here now, and so is Raw.
Yo, what up? What up, Raw? Big M.
So what's
You
the
gotta bring that sexy bald head in here, bro.
what's the latest news on what's coming out? So, like, you said some stuff at Target already, right?
Yeah, the last thing I heard was the other day, which was Mattel actually sent out early packaged copies of the new Attorney of Whiplash, so allowing people to show it off early. So they've sent a few collectors, a new Whiplash. So local idiot, what's up, Long Deezy?
Yes, hello. I likes the He-Mans.
Are you sure?
Freaking load.
Yes, I do. I like the He-Mans.
Yeah, I know you do. You like the loincloth, I know.
He almost sounds like Damon Wayans. On Rainy, was it Men on Film? We were watching that not too long ago.
Yeah, they got what was it? Major Pain on Tubi.
Yeah,
I started to watch it
that's
yesterday
that's a classic to me, man.
Yeah, I really like that one a lot. It's one of my favorites. That's probably actually
to take your mind off that pain.
right. You might feel a little bit of pressure. My finger.
Oh shit. But yeah, so there's 3 sets, or actually 4 sets of cartoons, right?
Right now, there's actually only one that's actually up and going right now, which is.
I was talking like a total of.
You talking about like in the history?
Yeah.
Well, actually, you got Filmation, that's 1. You got New Adventures came after Filmation, that's 2. Then you've got the Mike Young series, which is 3. And then you got the Kevin Smith series was 4. The CGI show, which is 5.
Yeah.
Of course, you had She-Ra mixed in prior to the Kevin Smith and the CGI series. Can't forget about that.
Oh yeah, right.
And then obviously you've got Revolution, which is basically the same. It's just an extension. It's season 2 of Kevin Smith's series.
Well, I kind of count those as one. But yeah.
Yeah, it's the same series. It's just they kind of a different subtitle, you know.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, they just gave it a different name. It's still, it's just a continuation.
It continues the story.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Mm. So, which one's your favorite?
The 2002.
Yeah, the 2002 series, Mike Young series is number 1. I mean, the Filmation would be number 1 in the sense of nostalgia and growing up and introducing me to Master Universe, and that'll always be number 1 in that retrospect. But as far as a whole, as far as detail, and it just gave so much more to it. Just something about it. I guess everybody has their favorites, and that just happens to be mine.
Yeah, the Filmation one. Yeah, He-Man was always punching the camera. Right.
Not,
The
and I
Filmation one's still watchable to me anyway. It's not bad. I just like the way the characters and the story came together in the 2002.
Yeah, and not to mention it's a little different from the fact aspect that for me as an example, Filmation to me, I was 2-3 years old watching this stuff and playing with the toys, so you really can't comprehend, brain capacity wise, you're still developing, you're still, I didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really honestly have no recollections or memories of anything I had until I was probably about 5-6. They say generally about 5-6 years old is when you start remembering things, when your brain starts to the wheels start turning, so to speak. That's about the time I really remember. But I really couldn't tell you a lot about the series, and the only reason why I know anything now is because as I've gotten older, I'll go back and watch certain episodes, or I need to binge. I've been wanting to do it, watch all 130 odd episodes or so, but I just had never committed myself to do it, just for whatever the reason I've been, whatever.
I've done it, not recently, but I've done it.
It's got my attention now. On the other hand, of the Mike Young series, I watch it faithfully, like all the time, like every so often, randomly. I'll put it in when I go to bed. I'll watch it a little bit before I go to bed, or I'll put in play overnight. So when I wake up in the morning, it's on a loop. It's continually playing. Or I'll watch it on the weekend when I'm off, or whatever day I'm off.
Yeah, I really like they seem to have more like better, more refined versions of all the characters in that series.
Yeah, it's a big difference, when you're watching that in your 20s for the first in the beginning, like I did, and versus being 3 years old and watching Filmation. That's a big leap in difference.
Yeah. Like they took their time and made more intricate backgrounds, for each character, and kind of wove some of them together.
Yeah, they gave it it just got so much more going for it, man. And I've said it over the years, man. It had everything it needed to last for a long time, and I know it killed the toy line. It wasn't a cartoon, obviously, that killed the toy line. I know it was, them short packing the secondary figures. They were only packing them like one or two to a case, and then the overabundance of fucking He-Man and, pardon my French, and Skeletor variant, repaints and shit. That's two figures in particular: Smash and Blade He-Man and Spin Blade Skeletor. They used to stay. They were just hog the fucking shelf, dude. And then it was basically doomed from the start, because they had the same mentality that they had in the vintage era, where they put out so many damn secondary characters, and then when kids go to their local Toys R Us or wherever they would buy their toys, with their parents or whoever, and they want to go, and they going in there with the notion of, hey, I'm gonna get me a He-Man and Skeletor. Well, good luck, because they wouldn't be able to find one, because Mattel, other than that initial wave, that initial first run, that was it. You know what I'm saying? They just flood the market with nothing but secondary figures, and you could never find He-Man and Skeletor, and then that's really what hurt the line. And then of course She-Ra didn't help. I don't say that in negative light, but we got to be real about it. It was geared towards boys. In general, He-Man was, and that really, it took some of the, it put a lot of negative attention. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. It basically took away, from what might have been. I'm not saying, that it wasn't a bad thing necessarily in a certain aspect, certain light, but it didn't help the process. Oh yeah, Michael J. Yeah, I've seen another interview with him. They had a breakthrough with Parkinson's. I know he's been battling that since I think he was first diagnosed. I think he said he was diagnosed when he was 27, I think.
I didn't know he was 61. I thought he was a little bit younger than that.
Nah, he's old, man. He's up there now. And hell, look,
the young stars from the 80s are like 5, 10, maybe a little more years older than me, and he's like almost 20 years older than me.
Yeah, it was like a year or two after the original Back to the Future he got diagnosed or something like that.
Well, I'm not sure how. I think he was 18, 19, or 20 or something like that when he played the first Back to the Future. So
he was older. He was older.
I don't believe he was.
He was in his mid-20s when he started in Family Ties.
Well, as far as to my opinion, I had to look it up, but I would
I've
expect
never even seen that.
that it started with right after.
Wrong, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. I figured he definitely got it. He developed it. It started rearing its ugly head right after he finished all 3 of the Back to the Future movies, because that's what I seem to recall. Because after that, you didn't hear anything out of him as far as doing any more movies. I remember Teen Wolf. Obviously, he did Family Ties.
Yeah.
That was about all I can really remember. And obviously, Back to the Future, and that was it. I don't remember him being in anything else after Back to the Future. And then
The Frighteners.
The Frighteners.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Frighteners. Yeah,
that was good too.
Awesome movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Frighteners. It's got Arlie Hermie in it too.
Yeah. I always liked him.
Yeah, sure. He's funny as fuck, man. I managed to get lucky and find a copy of it on retro VHS, so I had to get that. Not like the old guy who he's a cowboy, but he's dead.
I
And
like
he's
that comment, Curtis. OG's got the
sack of bones.
411. He then looked it up, or he knew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
1991. Okay.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
I stands corrected.
Yeah, it's a damn shame, man. I know he's very well loved and very well liked. I know that he's. I love the Back to the Future movies. And it's a shame to see him like that, But he's a courageous guy, man. He's got a lot of heart. He's got a lot of fight, man. So he's been hanging in there. So, and hell, like Christopher Lloyd, he's up there too.
Yeah, he's 84, I want to say.
And I'm trying to recall just recently.
Because he was in the Mandalorian. They were talking about his age. He was like,
yeah, he played it. Yeah, he's played quite a few different roles.
He was in Nobody. I liked him in Nobody.
Yeah, Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
And he just had trouble start walking like a year or two ago or something like that.
Trying to recall, it was Leah Thompson. I'm trying to recall what.
I'd still do her.
She was. Oh, I recall what it was. She actually recently, like super recently, directed an episode of Star Trek Picard season 3. So I thought that was rather crazy. I was just like, I heard the name and I was just like, Leah Thompson. I know who the hell that is. I was like, what the hell? So ain't that some shit?
Yeah, if you pay attention to especially episodes of TV shows, you'll see directors and you'll recognize names of actors that you used to know. Yeah. That happens a lot on Star Trek. You can find a lot of episodes of new Star Trek shows that are directed by people that were in the cast of Voyager. Roxanna Dawson, Robert Duncan McNeil, I believe is his name. Tom Paris. He's directed. And other shows. They've directed episodes of other shows. I've noticed sci-fi shows.
Yeah.
I'll notice their names.
Jonathan Frakes is a director.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, didn't he direct one of the movies? At least one of the movies?
He did, yeah. Yep. I can't recall exactly right at the moment which one it was, but yeah, he did, yeah. And I know Brett Spiner's a director. He's directed some, and LeVar Burton has directed. Yeah, this Patrick Stewart is executive producer.
Yeah, some of them, a lot of them, don't even act anymore. That's all they do is directing. So you'll be wondering whatever happened to so and so, and you'll see their name in the credits. It's like, oh, they're behind the camera now. They're still in the business, but they're behind the camera.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know. I really enjoyed the new season, that's for sure, and I'm hoping for Star Trek Legacy. So if you're listening, Paramount, want some Star Trek Legacy. But back to Motu.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, let's talk about all the He-Mans running around with no shirts on.
Yeah. So, like, out of comic books, what do you recommend? Like, what time frame or what type of like IDW, which I think they just started doing He-Man or something.
Well, right now it's Dark Horse.
Dark Horse.
Yeah, they've been doing the last two miniseries of books. They did. I thought it was. I want to say 5. I could be wrong, but I think it was 5 issues of the first run that they had, and then the most recent one, which is the one they're doing right now, which is the final issue, is going to come out on the 17th. It's only like a 4-issue miniseries, and that's pretty as far as the most recent books is really the only ones they've been doing. They've done some prior to that, and you could just find them at your local comic shop. So I mean, they're readily available. And then the ones I really like, the ones I'm collecting, which are the Star comics. Those came out in the mid to late '80s. So there's only like 13 issues altogether. Then of course Marvel did some too, and
yeah.
I've got the first cameo appearance of He-Man and comic books, and then I've got they're not Master of the Universe's actual first appearance, which is issue 47. He-Man versus Superman or whatever the hell it is. That's the only one I don't have. But I've got his first appearance in Marvel. We just got them put away. The only ones I got out right now are the recent miniseries. Like I said, I've got to get this last issue. So I've got it's only 3 covers. They've only done 3 covers for each book. And this particular one, I've got doubles of everything because I'm gonna send some to my little brother. So I know I'm not gonna tell him exactly why I'm sending copies of them to him, but some I know he'll enjoy. So I'm not gonna spoil that surprise.
You might have just did.
No. Only people will figure it out are people that can catch on quick enough.
That what?
The only people that could catch on quick enough to know him. If you know Germ, you'll pick up on it real fast. But I know he's gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, next if we do so, if you want to do this, and then like if we decide to do it weekly or whatever, next time we come on, I'm gonna have my other I wanted to say G1, but what original He-Man figures I do have.
Yeah.
Show. So
yeah, I've been
out though. That means I'd have to dig them out.
But I mean, hell, I've got all mine in totes right now. I got 2 big ass totes. I'm looking at them right here, full of all my stuff.
Yeah, whatever's left of mine is somewhere at my mom's house.
I mean, I've got Snake Mountain and my Castle Gray Skulls in the case.
Yeah, if, I don't know if you can see, but
So I've just got Masterverse and Mega Construct here.
I don't know if you can see, but there at the bottom is my Castle Gray Skull
and
Snake Mountain. And those are the Masterverse ones or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones I have is those right there. I don't know if you can see them, but they're all along the TV.
Yeah, I see them right. Yeah, I can make them out a little bit.
And then I got a giant dog.
Right.
Said I've got the Fright Zone out, and Eternia obviously is out, and I think that's it as far as vintage stuff. Everything else is. Oh, and my dinosaurs are in the case.
Did you
But other
complete
than that-
your Fright Zone?
Do what now?
Did you complete your Fright Zone?
Oh, I bought it complete.
Oh, I thought you were missing or you had to get a new the puppet part or whatever.
No, that puppet ain't. I won't. It's pretty much near mid. I won't have to. It's got one little bad spot on it, but other than that, it's damn near perfect. So,
Yeah.
Do you have the Granomir?
Granomir, nah, I don't. Only classics I got is Count Marzo, Faceless One, and Snake Mountain. I don't have any
Oh,
other
good
classics.
choices. I hope they make those in Masterverse. Marzo and Faceless.
At this point, I'm just hoping that they continue to give us characters we don't have, rather than giving us variations of characters. You know, we've already been given. Like, I do really like the new Eternia line a lot. I just wish we would get, unique characters.
You know what? Damn it. What was I thinking? I completely forgot that Motu got canceled last month.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess everything's on clearance.
Clearance my ass, the motherfucker.
Yeah, it's funny how most people just immediately called bullshit on that.
I called it right.
Amazon probably has the best clearance.
I called it right away, man. I mean, I don't really, from the get go, man, I ain't never really cared of anybody's opinion on the subject as far as those type of, what people.
Yeah, I didn't even believe it when my Walmart pulled the Motu from the shelves.
So I stayed firm on my position that I've been collecting and loving Masters of the Universe for since 1982, man. And, really started collecting on my own in the Mike Young's 2002 series, and I got a good feel for what's going on around me, man. I ain't what Mattel's doing. I don't need nobody else's opinion or anybody else.
Oh, what up? That's great.
Yeah, what up, Biscuits?
Yeah, but from the original series, when I was a kid, I was never really a big fan of Evil Lynn, but she's a great character in the 2002 series.
Yeah, Lena Headey, man, I really like her as
I really liked her in the movie.
Mac Foster. Yeah, Mac Foster was all right.
She was like the best thing in the movie.
Nah, sure.
It seemed like she had like the most part.
That whole movie. I mean, there's so many things I could pick apart about it that it's just everything about it I enjoy, man.
The actor that played Tom Paris was in the movie as well.
Yeah, people talk so much shit
There's
about
a lot
it.
of good actors and stuff in the
I wonder
movie.
if he directed any episodes of the new show.
I'm not sure.
Because I know he's been, like I said earlier, he's been directing recently.
So, you got anything to show that you want to show right now?
I could show you, but
Well, I know I came home and I looked at my fucking case and noticed that my Grizzlord took a dump.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he fell over.
and get him a litter box or something.
Well, I was gonna pop, dig out the NECA stands because I've got them put away in the tub over here, and I was just it was so late last night. I knew I had to be up early because I go to work early now, man. Whereas I used to work late I wouldn't go until late in the mornings, like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. But now I get up like early. So I just kind of set them in here. I try to stand them up as best I can. I got Grizzlord.
I got to use stands sometimes because, like I said, this is an older building, and I'm not on the bottom floor, so anything that's sitting on a furniture that's on the floor, like, is subject to vibrations. The floor is not like super sturdy,
Right.
so vibrates more than it should. I put stands under like some figures that they stand for a while, but like every couple of weeks they'd fall over. So I gave them a stand, and they've been fine since.
Yeah, so I just put them in here. I've just got Merman and Manny Faces, almost all of Wave 9 minus the Faker, and then I've got Sorceress in here too, and I ain't never put no more in here other than I've got Cyclone in here from the Mike Young's or from the 2002 line, and then in my 2002 Happy Meal box, and then Hero from Super 7 is in here, and PR Eldor from Super 7 is in here, and then whatever they call that Bat Flight Pack from the Mike for the 2002 series. Then my World's Smallest Battle Cat is in here, and some Eternia parts and stuff like that. And then up here is Fright Zone. And, matter of fact, I've never shown any of this off since I switched everything around. And of course, I've got my Masterverse Battle Cat up here. And then we've got my Rise of Evil 2-pack. I just kind of set it up here because I didn't have nowhere to put it at the moment, so I just kind of left it up here. And then my vintage carrying case. And I'd like to.
I used to have one of those.
I just got random shit laying everywhere. Like I got a loose Road Ripper, just chilling.
I used to have that back in the day too.
And then I got my my movie He-Man with the atrocious head sitting here, and then
I leave this here.
And then all my Eternia parts that I've got out. Got bagged up. And I got just random stuff laying around. Like,
look at that.
Enter the Slime Pit. This came packaged with the Slime Pit, actually. The shit is laying all over the place. And I've got one of my Filmation cells back there. Battle Cat.
Oh, nice.
And my other one's down here somewhere. Let's see. It's Eternia cover art.
Well, I got a question for you, Daredevil.
Yeah, what's up?
Which version do you like better? The original, where both Cringer and Battle Cat can talk, the 2002, where neither can talk, or the Revelation, where Cringer talks but Battle Cat doesn't?
Well, I can tell you this much, and the Filmation one is number one to me, and he's my favorite. But the Kevin Smith version, when they allowed him to talk again, is pretty almost near close, and I'm gonna have to leave that open to interpretation due to the fact that with the Revolution series, are you aware that they're going to have Battle Cat talk as well?
Oh, all right. Are they using the same voice actor? That's a good voice actor, by the way. Actually,
Yes.
a good actor in general.
Yeah, Stephen Root is doing the voice again, so I can't wait, man. So I'm can't wait, man. That's
All right,
that's
looking forward to that. Yeah, that's cool.
That's a little tidbit most people don't know or haven't took the time to look it up. But yeah, I remember when I'd heard that a good while back. I was definitely floored with that. And then of course I've got this one, which is my pride and joy. This is my
did they ever say who Shatner's doing the voice of?
Not yet, and only guess I could I could take a wild shot in the dark, and I'm just shooting in the dark, like I say. But I would say possibly maybe Horde Prime. But that's just a real reach. Because I don't know who he's going to be doing. Because there's already a voice actor for Duncan,
I don't know who he's doing, man. There's already a voice actor for King Randor, so I don't know. And they've already confirmed that he's not Hordak. So
Well, who is are they doing Horde Prime? Because who is the female like icon? Is that a version of Horde Prime or something different? Or
I don't have no. When I first saw that, I was thinking, the character that got me in that moment was Despera. If you remember Despera, and I'll admit I'm not up to my, POP. I'm not a POP savant, so to speak. But it's I'm not really sure, man. So it's a big scratch your head question mark on who the hell he's going to be doing. So he better not be doing Hordak. I heard he said he wasn't doing Hordak, so I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But I know he's like 91, 92 years old. So I don't know. I really don't. It's gonna be good though, man. It's supposed to get some announcement this weekend, so I'm expecting a trailer and a release date because, like I said, they're only doing 5 episodes, so I know it ain't gonna take them that damn long. I mean, hell, only thing they've got.
man, that sucks. I was hoping for more.
No, they're only doing 5.
Like the season, despite the things I didn't agree with, some of the stupid shit they did, but there was good stuff in there, enough to make me want to watch the second.
Well, my biggest thing with that, man, I talked to Kurt about it, I think yesterday that I at great length about, when he called me via Instagram, was that, everybody's right to, entitled to their own opinion, but people need to understand that series it was a love letter to the fans. In other words, it wasn't meant to be taken as the golden rule or taken as, continuality or a continuation of anything. It was just a tribute in an essence. It was just shit. It's like throwing all your eggs in a basket and then presenting it to somebody. You know what I mean? So it wasn't meant to be anything more than just that. And people took it a little way too far, man. And I get it. People that take it way too far are the ones that are really dead set serious about. I call those the psycho fans, the true love psycho fans, because the true love psycho fans are the ones that take it a little too far. I never doubt their love and appreciation of the brand, but they a little bit too much animated about it. A little bit out of shape. They take it a little bit too far, man. But I also have the analogy and thought process that they're really not true fans, because if you're gonna, why would you dump on something you supposedly love so much? You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to critique something. Remember that. It's one thing to be negative about, or have an opinion on how you think something should be. But there's a line you don't cross, and a lot of them have crossed the line. So, but it's whatever, man. It ain't never, I just sit back and,
What it was is the first season or whatever. It seemed like it was all about Tila and not He-Man.
okay, so like, again, this is like,
right there. That was the mistake.
Yeah.
They should have had it a little bit longer. But it corrected itself in the second season.
Well, you're gonna ruffle. You automatically know feathers were gonna get ruffled by the fact of people are so used to being He-Man. Come on, my whole thought was let us see more other characters, man. That's what just got through saying it. I've said it about the Mike Young series that's what gave it so much clout, was the fact that it didn't rely singularly on He-Man. It gave so much. You got to see other characters' backstories. Count Marzo, Hordak, the Horde, King Grayskull. There were so much.
That was a good episode. That might be my favorite episode, the King Grayskull one.
Yeah, the powers of Grayskull. Power of Grayskull.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I could go on and
Also,
on.
we got Scare Glow in this one, which was never seen before.
Right. He's never been in any animation as far as, that's another thing too, man. People dump on the Kevin Smith series so hardcore, man. I mean, come on. You get Scareglow in animation for the first time. You get, not only
And
that,
Tony
you get,
Todd playing him.
you get Eternia for the first time in animation. You get Bionatops for the first time in animation. You get Wondar, aka Wonder Bread He-Man, animation for the first time. I mean, all the carriers of the Sword of He, even Hero, for Pete's sake. I mean, come on, bro. Like, you can't be geeked about that shit. I was geeked to ear, man. I couldn't control myself. The fucking insanity was real, man. My heart was
Did
racing.
one of those
Shit.
watch things where you're sitting there and you're watching it for the first time, and then all of a sudden that pops on, and you get all your expressions.
So put it like this: I'd already had it in my mind to get another Eternia playset at that juncture. But then when prior to 2019, and when they relaunched He-Man again, and then they started the Masterverse, and then I'd heard about the Kevin Smith series, and nobody knew, nobody expected it, nobody knew what the hell they were going to do, and thanks to Rob David and Kevin Smith, man, for bringing the voice back to Cringer, bringing Eternia for the first time on screen, Hero on screen, man. That just my fire has already stayed lit since 1982, man. That just made that motherfucker just burn like a San Francisco fire when it burnt San Francisco down. So I'm on a whole nother level, and I had to really make it a point to go out.
Emotional damage.
I had to go out and get an Eternia. So, and it just got lucky, man. All the planets lined up, and then I was at my local comic shop, and I didn't even ask the dude. Chris walked up to me and was like, "Hey, James, did you know I just bought a really huge Master of the Universe collection. Would you be interested?" And I'm like, "What'd you say?" You know what I'm saying? And he said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, what are we talking about here?" I started stuttering, and I was like, "Are we talking vintage? Are we talking the Mike 2002 line, or what are we talking about here? Motu Classics? What?" He goes, "Oh, a little bit of everything. A lot of vintage, though. A lot of vintage." I'm like, "What kind of vintage?" And he had mentioned Eternia, that he had a complete Eternia playset, and that's all he had to say. I was like, "It's over now." So one thing led to another, and y'all know how the story ended. So
No, do tell. No, I'm just kidding.
it came home with me. So
So, how does the licensing work? It seems like they can't use any of the She-Ra characters, but they can use all of the villains from She-Ra?
yeah, it's a complicated hoopla of what's going on, because unfortunately, She-Ra is now, the copyrights for She-Ra is in control by DreamWorks.
I don't understand how the villains are separate, though, from that.
Well,
And can they use all the villains? Because the She-Ra show had, like, Shadow Weaver and Catra as, like, big characters in it.
from what I can gather from it, from what I can remember, because it's been a little bit since I'd seen, what all was going on and had it explained to me, and how I perceived it was, what I can recall was that with DreamWorks owning the rights to POP, that and She-Ra, as a whole, that it's now owned by Universal, because it was owned by DreamWorks, but now it's owned by Universal. But anyway, even Hordak is owned by Universal. So believe it or not, they're actually paying royalties for Hordak to be in the Revolution series. I am aware of that. I did hear that much.
Well, didn't it showed some of his minions too, though, right?
I really don't know. The only one I know of that's going to make an appearance is Hordak, and I've got my fingers crossed. We've kind of talked about it, at great length. I'm hoping for some Horde troopers to show up. I'm hoping for Grizzlor and Leech. Really,
Leech and
Leech.
Montana and
Yeah, Leech more of any of them is the one I want to see the most. And
when
I
Leech
don't think
came out, that was such a cool concept. Freaking suckers on its mouth and hands that stick to the window.
Yeah, matter of fact, he rides with me every day, man, like he did when I was a kid. Because I took him everywhere I went. Every time we go to the grocery store or wherever, he was always with me. He was predominantly with me all the time, but I do.
You
Okay,
told me about that incident with you and your grandmother.
Yeah, where I was in the beginning because I was sticking him to the window and she didn't like it and she got on to me about it. And then after a while, she just was kind of like, go ahead, don't worry about it. And like I said, I got the new Leech from the Origins line. He's in my car window right now. Matter of fact, I got out. I got off work and I'm walking through the parking lot to get my car and shit. And I got in the car and I was like, "Where the hell's my Leech at?" And I looked down and some bitch is in the floorboard, man. He done fell off the damn windshield. I was like, "Damn!" I said, "I guess the heat done knocked him off." I grabbed him and cleaned his paws off and spit in his hands and stuck him back up on the windshield.
Good thing he's not 3D printed.
I'm sorry, he spit in his hand and did what now?
Well, hey, that's the only way to get them up there, man. That's the best lubrication, man.
That's what she said.
Hey, what time is it?
Yeah, it's
March.
9 to midnight, so calm down.
March 20.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably shut down about 10 minutes because I got some other things I got to do.
And I just dropped the points everywhere.
It's been a good hour, so we kept
Yeah.
talking. Man, there's a lot of stuff to go over, so I think
I would say it's been a good hour. It's been an okay hour. I'm just kidding.
Why, you rascally rabbit?
Yeah, time flies by, man. So
Yeah. So we'll
Right.
plan something for the next one a little bit better and bring some toys on or some comics or
I can talk about Motu stuff.
maybe you guys got some underoos left over from when you were kids you might want to show off. I don't know.
I've probably seen the original She-Ra series more than most people, if nothing else. I know that's not a huge contribution.
Yeah, you've probably seen it more than I did, that's for sure.
Well, I never, like I said, man, I was never a She-Ra guy, man. I didn't mind She-Ra when she came on over to.
I used to watch the whole block of cartoons in a row, so I was a fan of all of them. And
Man,
also,
yeah.
as a Motu fan, you really should watch She-Ra because He-Man shows up in a lot more episodes than you would think. If you go back and watch it, it's like, wow, He-Man's in a lot more episodes than I remember. And sometimes, I think there's an episode where just Orko shows up, and sometimes Man in Arms is there. Yeah,
well, they go back and forth, and like what was it? Clawful and Cobra Khan shows up, and Ratlord show up, and some He-Man Filmation episodes.
That's one group of Motu I've always wanted to get was the Snake Men, and I've never gotten any of them.
I love the Snake Man, especially in the Mike Young series.
Yeah.
That's where they finally actually.
we all love the Snake Man.
Because that was the first time they actually was there all together on one series for the first time. So that was a huge.
2 snaps and a half circle.
That was a huge thing, man. So that was very anticipated.
Yes.
So I really enjoyed that.
Oh, that's what made me
so
really fall in. I fell in love when I first saw that series, and then that popped into it, and I was like, oh,
I was just so pissed, not just for the line got canceled and the toy line and all that ended so prematurely, but what really got me was the fact that they were just getting ready to do the Snake Man, and the only ones they released were King Hiss, Ratlore, and Cobra Khan, or my bad, don't let me, AKA the General, AKA Venom Spinning Khan, which, we knew who they were, because they just didn't have the
name licensing rights at the time, but we knew what characters they were. Didn't matter what they called them, but they didn't release. The line got canceled, so we didn't get any Hordak or any of the Horde, unfortunately. And I was super pissed. And thanks to the Four Horsemen, we kind of at least got to experience what the figures would have been had they been released. They just didn't have, obviously, articulation. So you could technically get all those figures, just got to collect them via the NECA Four Horsemen line. Because we got the Hordak, and you just got to get the rest of them. So I plan on getting them all. Shout out M3. M3 collects them. I got him into collecting them, evidently, from what he told me. So, because I remember him hitting me up one time and asking me a bunch of questions about them. How hard they were to find, and which ones were the hardest to find, and what are they generally priced, what they go for, and all that good stuff. So,
what do they generally go for?
It depending on the character, like Hordak, he can fetch anywhere from about 100 to 150. Probably the most expensive ones would be Stinkor, Web Store. They generally in Mosquito, they usually go anywhere from about $300 to $400.
Wow, really, Stinkor?
Yeah, but if you look around, man, you can find them for a little bit cheaper, because I've actually seen Stinkor for about 170. I think it's 150, $175 on eBay recently. I just obviously didn't have the money to get him, and if you look hard enough and catch him at the right time, you can get him at a decent price. So just a matter of spending the time to do it. Taking the time out of your time to do it. So it's possible.
You seen the Molar figure?
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
I think that's funny. They actually made a figure of that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Some of the shit they done in classics, the Fighting Foeman. Only thing I cared about, and I'll still say it, the only thing I cared about the Matty Collector line was the fact of the 2000X era characters that they continued, that they managed to get out, like Count Marzo and all them, and the fact that they did a Snake Mountain, and a little couple things here or there, that like the Hero. Hero was actually released for the first time as an action figure.
They should do the Masterverse. I mean, if they're gonna do Sunman, if Sunman can sell, I don't see why Marzo and Faceless and whatnot wouldn't.
Did Sunman have his own cartoon or something? I never even heard.
No,
it was never a cartoon, and they were actually characters in a cartoon.
Right. No, Sunman never did actually have any media behind it. It was just.
It didn't even have a comic?
No, it didn't have nothing. Other than what came with it, which is they created comics, little comics with them themselves, because it was done by Olmec Toys. Actually started by a little boy's mother of all things, and I forgot her name right off the top of my head, but she's the one that started it. And I mean, my whole thing, I don't have an issue with Sunman in general, but my thing is, with it being in Origins, it just takes away from other spots for other characters that we want, that we're looking forward to, and we're not having we don't have them because they're spending those slots on figures that don't even belong in Master of the Universe. But I get why they're doing it. They're trying to.
To me, as long as they're selling, if they're not losing money on whatever keeps the mind going.
Yeah, I don't have my thought.
As long as somebody's enjoying them.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is, it just wasn't an originally part of Master of the Universe, so
they're not for me.
They're not for me either, and I get why they're doing it. They're expanding their ways to make more money and keep the other lines going, and I don't have a problem with that in the least. I mean, hell, they're partnering with Hasbro of all people, doing what they're going to be doing, and then the rumor mill going around now is that they're going to do, because it was rumored, and
years ago that they were trying to plan on doing a crossover with TMNT, and now it looks that leak is out now that there's supposedly maybe coming to be true. So I'm not going to collect it. So I mean, the art looks from what they leaked out, supposedly that was what they a dude originally created for the whole idea and their process behind it, but looks really good. But
a lot of the turtle crossover figures seem to be inferior figures to like regular turtle figures.
And like Sam, Sam said this morning on his radio show, it's like TMNT has been poured out to everybody, and he pretty much
they have, because they've done Turtles versus Batman, Turtles versus Stranger Things, Turtles versus Cobra Kai. All those were figures. The Turtles and Power Rangers. The Turtles and Batman was actually an animation in addition to the figures and a comic book.
Yeah. Oops.
And that's actually a decent movie too. The Batman versus Ninja Turtles.
Oh, really?
Like the Batman versus Shredder fight is really good.
Oh yeah. This fucking Grizzlord, he's gonna get his ass kicked.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Yeah, he fucking fell over. That's great. I know I should have said him. I hate that shit too because I'm so like overprotective of my stuff, and now I'm gonna be fucking aggravated. Now he's scratched up and shit.
Oh shit! Time to go. No.
No, bullshit. But I knew I thought better of myself. I shouldn't have set them in here and try to stand them up because they're like Bobby Valor figures. You gotta heat them up before you do anything with them.
Yeah. So I plan on getting this Shadow Weaver. I've always wanted to get her. She's on Amazon right now. Good price too.
What's the price on her?
Oh, I think I can't remember if it was 24 or 17 or something like that.
Yeah, I get to pass on that one because I got the classics version.
I have zeros versions.
I did that ahead of time. Well, of course, I did it because I was like, they probably won't do She-Ra characters in Masterverse, and this was way back before they started.
You have.
I knew they were because they told everybody what lines they were going to be doing, and Princess of Power was one of them.
I figured even if they did, Shadow Weaver wouldn't be one of the first, but I was wrong on that one too. It's like I figured they'd lead with all the other, with like the Leech and the Montana and whatnot.
Well, I got Shadow Weaver and Frosta down here in the case. The only ones and the only reason why I bought Frosta because she was on sale and I got her for like $12.
But I hope they keep it going because I want me a Madame Raz.
$22.99
and Broom.
Yeah, that's a good price. They're $21.99 here at my local Target, so that's a good price.
And Cal and Lukey, and I wish they packed Hordak with Imp.
Long as you don't care about, long as you're not an inbox OCD collector, you gonna rip it open, then that'd be all right.
Hey, what do you think the odds that we eventually get a Masterverse Gwildor?
I would hope so. I still want a fucking Panther.
That'd be nice. I don't know why they haven't done that.
I mean,
do you think
because they don't want to make a non-flocked version and the flock is too expensive? It seems like that's an easy repaint remold.
I think it's just too expensive because I already know for a fact that they said already that when they did the Origins one that it was really tough for them to pull off from an articulation standpoint, and it was a real big headache for them, and they managed to was able to pull it off. And I think between that and the whole cost-effective notion and all that, coupled together is kind of maybe the reason why they haven't gone down that road. But
I mean, at the very least, give us a non-flocked version. They could just use the Battle Cat body and give it a different head and different, saddle and whatnot.
Yeah, give us the helmet that he wore like he has in the Matty Collector line, and be done with it. I'd be cool with that.
I mean, They need to get more money out of that mold because they overproduced that Battle Cat because it clearanced everywhere, and they kept restocking and restocking and restocking. I don't know why they stock Battle Cat so much more than the regular waves of figures.
And most people don't realize.
And Skelegod. They way overproduced that Skelegod.
And most people don't realize that the Battle Cat was actually produced in China versus all the other figures are produced and put together in Vietnam.
I guess they had a bigger minimum order or something.
I don't know, but I mean the Battle Cat is very well made. It's definitely very well made. And
I mean, I like it. The only thing I don't like about it is the paws don't articulate, so that if you have Cringer, he can't put his paws over his face like he's scared.
That damn helmet keeps falling off all the time.
No, my helmet stays on mine, but yeah, I know the feeling. If you mess with it a little bit,
It pops off.
And go down to Ollie's, and I bet they still have a Battle Cat on clearance.
Yeah.
Because Walmart still had Battle Cats and like 8 Skelegods until they took Motu off the shelves the whole time.
Right.
I mean, they only stock like a wave of figures every few months.
You can still
a lot of stuff. Wave, it'll sell out, and then the shelves will be empty for like 2 months.
Yeah. You can still get you can go to Ollie's here and get an Origins Battle Cat all day long and a non-flocked Panther, and then every couple of Walmarts around here, they still got a flocked collector's edition Walmart exclusive one. But he's still there's one I know of right now, and he's sitting up here at a Walmart close to my house, and he's still $17. And I'm gonna eventually get him, but I ain't paying $17 for him.
Yeah, I saw that a couple of times, and I was just like, no, I'll wait for the Masterverse version because I regretted buying the Battle Cat when the Masterverse Battle Cat is better.
Right. So, I mean, I've got my Origins one. I did keep a couple of things out of my Origins collection before I purged the majority of it.
Evil End $16 right now on Amazon and 9 cents.
Yeah, that's a good price.
And let's clarify that we're wishing for a new Eternia Panther because Revelation Panther might very well be just little bits of rocks and dust.
Right. That was weird. I can't believe he fell over, son of a bitch. Where in the hell is that?
You're not paying enough attention to him. You know he wants to be petted too.
Guess so. Bullshit, man.
You know how dogs and stuff they'll I want to be petted too when you're petting somebody else or something.
Sometimes King Miss wants to be petted.
Right. I hate it too because I didn't pay retail for these. I mean they're a few dollars over. It's not bad. It's really good, but price wise, considering I don't have to pay taxes or shipping or anything like that, so pay like $30 a figure. So I paid $119 for the whole Wave 9, and then I bought an extra buzz off for Raw. So that was probably about 150. I don't know, about 140, almost $150.
I'm gonna get me a buzz off if I ever find it. Wait for it to come on Amazon.
Yeah, they eventually should be on there. I think somebody said something about it the other day, spotting him on there.
Oh, that dog of mine.
I had nothing to do with the dog version.
I know when he landed on top of my Castle Grayskull.
So what's your favorite Castle Grayskull and what's your favorite Snake Mountain? Both you guys.
Well, my favorite Grayskull is the original, and then the vintage one, and then my favorite Snake Mountain is Super 7.
Did Super 7 do the Grayskull?
Well, pretty much Matty Collector did. It was actually Mattel before.
So I don't remember seeing it. I probably seen it, but I just don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, Sam's got one. I don't know if anybody else in the family, as far as I know, don't have one. He's the only one I know of. I'm gonna eventually get one at some point down the road.
Yeah. I'd love to get a Super 7, but I really am going to someday make my own Snake Mountain. I'm going to do the whole foam and cardboard box and all that type of stuff thing.
Yeah.
And it's going to be big. It's going to be like a kitchen table size, each one of them.
Right. I think I might have to dig out my damn NECA stands.
What about those cast stands?
Nah, those are for vintage ones.
It won't fit the Masterverse?
No. Nah. They're made specifically for the vintage ones. Yeah. It would be nice, but I'm just glad he didn't hit my T-Rex, because my T-Rex is right here.
Yeah. Is that
I hate it when something falls and knocks over a bunch of other stuff.
Well, this is
when that happens, when it does that domino effect stuff, it seems like something.
Yeah,
breaks.
then it takes you like 20 minutes because, of course, when they fall over, they unpose, so you have to repose their arms and before you stand them back up. Then make sure they're going to stand and stay standing.
Then if they got a weapon and it shoots off across somewhere, and you got to try to find that sucker.
Oh yeah, that's why I put Bebop on a figure stand, because he's fallen twice, and both times he's flung his communicator off the shelf and it's disappeared from 2 hours to 2 months.
Dang.
he's like,
I thought it was gone last time. It was way up.
Sucks, when stuff's really expensive and you're already overprotective of it, because like this T-Rex cost me like $400 something.
Jeez. It's a lot of mojo.
Because I've got
back in maybe 2009 or 2010, you could go to a yard sale and find a whole box for like $10 of all this.
Here I am with a cheapo Jurassic Park T-Rex. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a Jurassic World T-Rex.
I've got about $1,100 in all 3 dinosaurs. So, but you rarely find them complete anyway. So it was worth it.
What are you guys doing with your toys when you go to the beyond?
Sit with me.
I've kind of thought about it. Obviously, I've thought about it and here for a little while recently, but I ain't really committed to exactly what I'm gonna do with my collection. But I pretty much told my mom if anything happens to me, that it's up to her what she wants to do with it. And she pretty much said that she does. She said, darling, I don't think I'd do anything with it. I think I would just leave it in your room the way it was, the last time you touched it. So I wouldn't do anything with it.
Collections set up in your mausoleum all around you in a custom mausoleum shaped like Castle Grayskull.
Right. I'm in a Soulless Detox. And all my shit's in the Soulless Detox. Bury me in my IKEA.
My kids get mine. It's all going to my daughter, and she'll hand the stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I
dressed
had,
like He-Man. No, bury me dressed like Prince Adam.
I wish I had one of my grandkids with I can entrust with it, but the 2 girls, I really couldn't entrust them with it. And I mean, they all know what it means to me. Everybody does in my family, but they ain't really, even my nephew. I don't. I would want it to go to somebody that really is going to appreciate it, really love it as much as I do, and take care of it and cherish it. And just hard to find that. You know what I mean? It just depends on your situation and the people around you. Because I just don't want to give it just to anybody, man. I really don't.
Right. Exactly.
I talked to Germ about it, and I kind of gave him the thought. I told him I hadn't committed to it. I just thought, just an idea. I was like, I asked him what he would have thought if what he would think if I gave him my collection, and if something was to leave my collection to him, if something was to happen to me. But I don't know. I'm not really sure. It'll probably just stay here with my mom, man. I ain't more than likely because I ain't. And that link I sent out a bunch of you guys about Justice Curry did a video on his YouTube channel about toy hoarding, and he touched on a little bit about everything.
Yeah, I thought I sent that to you.
Yeah, for anybody that wanted, took the time to watch it, man. He brought up a lot of good stuff, and pretty much everything I've been thinking on my mind, for a while now, and quite some time actually, for years. And and I was just like, well, like I said, I'm probably just gonna leave it to my mom, man, and what she does with it is her own doing. So I'm gonna obviously make her aware of what the stuff's worth. I'm not gonna like he said, I'm not gonna have a spreadsheet. You need to at least get this amount of money for this. I mean, because let's be real. I mean, resellers, they're only going to give you 30 to 50% of what something's valued at. So they're not really going to give you
what in order to get the full value, you'd have to eBay it individually.
Yeah,
by somebody who knows what they're doing, or somebody who takes the time to research each individual item.
Either that, or you find somebody that's willing to give you the money for it, and that loves it that much, and that's looking for it. And it's something that's hard to find,
But yeah.
Y'all watch that video on Gordon. If anybody wants to sell a bow box, call me.
That's just Curry lives about an hour from me.
Oh, really? Well, that's cool.
Yeah. He actually kind of got me into collecting some He-Man stuff because I started getting stuff from him. And I was watching, on the He-Man stuff, and then that's where I got my my Castle Grayskulls and my Snake Mountain from. And,
oh, that's cool. I wasn't aware that you had purchased anything from him.
Yeah, he's really cool.
He's a cool dude, man. Yeah, never personally talked to him or anything. I mean, he's on my Instagram. I messaged him a few times here in the last, month. I would say in the last couple months, I'd had some questions, about a couple different things, and curious about,
Yeah, He-Man and G.I. Joe are his big
things. Yeah.
And there's one more thing that's with that group, and I can't remember what it is. And then I think it's a little bit Star Wars, and then he's kind of somewhat there with Transformers, but not really.
Yeah.
He gets the stuff and all that, but he doesn't really, But I love his intros on his videos.
Right. Yeah, I remember one thing he was making fun of the when Mattel Creations a while back, they had the they call them the Virgil figures, where they took Skelegod and He-Man, and they basically look like supposedly they were supposed to be fine pieces of art, but however they were just
my God, I know what you're talking about. Those things are ugly.
Man, they look like shit stains.
Yeah, it's like they covered them in shit.
And that literally what I thought about them, man. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, people are gonna put money down on this shit. You're dumb as fuck.
Not only to buy this, they're gonna pay extra for it, a repaint.
I mean, if I'm gonna get a repaint, it's not gonna look like it's a piece of dookie with two legs.
I got an idea, fellas. We'll sell them a repaint. but we'll just take the figure and dip it in brown paint and call it a repaint and charge extra for it.
Nah, man, nothing. Yeah, I was just like, nah, bro, that was. I knew that. I knew that shit was.
Oh, that's Snoopy.
I knew that was a cash grab right off the bat. That was the first thing I posted about it, actually. Yeah, Turtles versus Street Fighter.
And then didn't they like sell out, or at least one of them sold out really quick?
Yeah, I know. One of them.
Bought that, much less it sold out.
Yeah, that's just dumb, man. Anybody, I mean, the people like that are people that just they're so blinded by their I don't know, their whole. I mean, they're true dedicated. I know that. I ain't going down
they play on people's like psychology. It's like the way the classified line, they put that number on each package because they know that some people will have to have the complete series of the numbers.
Yep. They're not gonna pressure me into or try to twist my arm or do something, brainwash me into buying all this shit. Oh, sorry.
Wow, his voice just went out.
Who's that?
Oh, there
There
you go.
It sounded like you were far away for a couple seconds there.
Oh, ain't no telling.
Who's it trying to attack our thing? We're about to get off here in about 10 minutes because, like, like these guys, they bullwinkled me already.
Ooh, are we? I better get some loot.
Bullwinkled you?
They bullwinkled me.
The hell?
Oh, what up?
What's going on, guys?
It's raw.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah. I was listening to stuff. You know why they did that dipping shit? It's from Kid Robot. If y'all know about that where they did all the plastic characters like the Mundies and all that type of Japanese stuff. Yeah, that idea came from Kid Robot. So it's like blanks, artist blanks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it just another way to use the mold, man.
Right. Yeah.
Some people, I mean, like, okay, so you have some people who think toy collecting is childish, or we're collecting toys, so they want to turn it into an art exhibit to make it an excuse to collect, but they don't really want to. They really want to collect the toy, but they don't want to look like, oh, we're kids. No, now we can dip it, we can put it there and say it's art, but it's still a fucking toy.
Right. They don't want to come clean, but yet their toys look like shit stains.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's the whole point of it. So it's really toy guys who want to collect the toys, but for some other reason are like, I don't want to be looked at like this. But yet you still, it's weird.
I know that shit don't bother me, man. I don't give a damn.
Yeah. But I mean, I can understand. If you're gonna do something like that, I buy the whole collection, have the whole collection dipped, and do my airbrush and spray paint, make that a installation, and that's that. But I'll still be collecting my other shit.
Yeah, I tell you what though, I would be I'd be dipping mine my own way. I would not be dipping it looking like that, bro. That's,
yeah, they dipped it in brown and all. Nah, why not dip it in green or gold or something, red?
Brown. They should have made it like metallic, made it look like a statue.
They could have dipped them in chrome and or chrome and gold or what, something.
Exactly. But I know with the chrome and gold, once you move a joint, or powder coat or matte black.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be one
black,
fucking color,
that way
it ought to look like it's made out of some material other than shit.
Yeah.
They could have did that. I mean, they did the Origin Skeletor and that. What was it that?
Yeah, they did like a whole line of them. There was like a crystal man at arms, I think.
Oh yeah. The iridescent type,
translucent, incandescent. Yeah.
With the chip specs in it. Yep.
Yeah, they could have did that.
Yeah, that stuff existed.
Yeah, man, they could do it that way, and it'll be art. They could charge whatever they want for it.
I mean, hell, for Pete's sake, they did a Skeletor for Origins, but he was like
put it like this: he looked like he was graffiti,
Yeah. Yeah.
and people were as soon as they got him in, they ordered him and they got him in. He was just breaking like easily. Like, bro, I was like, you spent money on that?
Mhm.
I mean, strike one for the fact of the way he looks. Strike two for the fact that the quality control is just boo boo.
Yeah.
Because he's breaking so easy. I mean, bro. I mean, y'all spend your money on anything, bro.
Yeah, I think that was produced in a separate factory or somewhere else.
Yeah,
Since it was a small quantity, you know what I mean? And those usual art pieces are in small quantities, so they'll ship it to or give the assignment to another factory that they don't really deal in mass production with, and then the factory just give you cheap shit.
Yeah, and then that Orco they did, the light up Orco crystal one, he same way, man. He wasn't quality on him wasn't where it needed to be, and people, reported, him breaking. Matter of fact, Germ ordered one. He's got one, and it broke right out the box. He said he broke. It broke. So I was just
they charge how much extra for those doo-doo brown figures, and if it didn't cost them less to make than the normal figures did, then they're stupid.
Yeah, I don't know why 3D printers. I don't know why 3D printers don't 3D print like busts of the characters, the upper body part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I would rather have something like that also. You know what I mean? As a decoration.
Yeah,
I swear I've seen one of those.
I've seen some 3D prints on some of these sites, like Yegi and Colts and all that. They've got statue prints. And
yo, what up, Cash?
What up, Cash?
Jumping in now. What's trying to get out of here?
Yeah, everybody's gonna jump in now.
Keep it rolling,
baby.
Yeah, we're about to end 25 minutes ago, Kaz. Sorry, you came in.
What up, guys? Yo.
But don't worry, we've got negative 25 minutes left, so there's a little bit of
time. With my sons,
we got another couple
all
hours.
Of a sudden passed out.
Yeah. We got another
Old
couple
man
hours.
Shit, man. Old man shit, I'm telling you. You close your eyes, you wake up 2 hours later, like what?
What if He-Man and Thundercats crossed over? How would that affect like Battle Cat and Panther?
Well, they did have a crossover. They did do a crossover.
Yeah. Be cool.
I think what was it? What comic was it? Image Comics or was it something else with Marvel?
I
know they did Death Battle.
Marvel, but
no,
I know
Dark Horse. Wasn't it Dark Horse?
It might have been Dark Horse.
Yeah.
Cash, you got that after party?
Cash, you got that after party, right?
Yeah, but that crossover was dope, and I think it was Battle Cat who went to the aid of Lion-O when he was in trouble. I think in that storyline. I think that's how they met up.
Yeah, that is one of the.
He did the Thundercats hole, and then all of a sudden,
one of the most
just went over there. He was just like, he's
that,
Lord of of all the cats. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they had to respond to him. He went.
Was Snarf in there?
Snarf is always in the Thundercats.
Snarf.
Yeah, you would think that they would put them together because, like Kaz said, they do really mesh.
Yeah, they're really dope. And then the action figures, in a way, kind of fit each other in scale.
Like, yeah, you don't have to twist the story of either one of them too much to get them together.
Yeah, I mean, they're two different planets, Thundera.
Yeah, they both have various planets, and they both have ways to travel between the planets. So who's to say they're not near to each other?
Just like Thundercats and Silverhawks, same thing, same creators actually, with the Thundercats and Silverhawks, same artists. So same voices.
A lot of the voices are the same.
Same voice, yeah, same voice actors.
What that was? It was a crossover.
Yeah, because that'll be dope. Thundercats and Super 7 just did that. Thundercats and Silverhawks crossover. That would have been sick. Promoted it that way, but Super 7 can't even get their shit right on.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we should.
Certain things.
I'm telling you, James, we should be doing a super freaking GoFundMe and all that stuff, and start our own cartoon studio. That shit going, man.
Okay, it's costly, man. Artists,
Yeah, I was gonna
artists
say,
and
don't you have to
writers.
outsource that to Korea?
People who are totally in love with it, you know, you can get them for a cheaper price if they're, you know.
Not these days, man. These days,
But then
everybody
you have to
looking for
pay
the
for the
penny.
license for whatever
Every
you're.
penny.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe 10,
Biggest
15
part.
years ago, yeah, you could probably get it. But now everybody's my
Got their
work
hand
is
in the
this.
yeah. Everybody's got their hand in the cookie jar.
You're not the only one that works that, though. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't seem to understand that anymore.
Yeah.
You
I
want
mean,
like
people got to know how to sacrifice for the greater good and
Yeah.
the greater value at the end of it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, like, if you get a team together and y'all goal as a team, let's say, all right, our goal as a team is to make $500,000. We all got ways of contributing to make that happen, but it has to be focused and you have to move forward and keep the eyes on it. You will achieve it. It's just you have to, stay focused on that by any means. This way, hey, we get paid at the end. Now we got this 500,000. Oh, let's take 100,000 of it and make $1 million, 2 million. It's easy.
Damn, does that mean I got to go stand out on the corner?
Not looking like Richard Simmons.
Yeah. Get your favorite dress out the closet.
Like you say, stop motion. Yeah, do some stop motion comedy with these characters. You don't necessarily have to stick to any script. You can just say, hey, like this Mean Jeans, the Jeans. They're long lost brothers or some shit, and they just go through crazy shit. Those characters. You can do that in stop motion. You can do it. Look, Robot Chicken does it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's Robot Chicken all the way. But if you do it for the action figure world and keep it going, you can make some money. You make some good money.
Well, there's a guy doing it that Mattel is actually located him off of he's just a regular person like me and me or one of you guys. He did it for a living as for fun, and Mattel hired him to do some of their animation shorts that they have done, for Mo Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And that was stop motion animation and all that. So, so he was just a nobody, So they obviously reached out and said, hey, can we use your services, And then one thing led to another.
Ooh, look at that nice looking armpit.
I know, right? You're trying to relax.
I'm about to do something real crazy. It's under wraps, but it's just another cog in the idea spectrum of what I have going. It's gonna be funny. It's just some ideas, because sometimes I tell people like, "Yo, you need to do this, you need to do that," and then when I look at it, I'm like, "Shit, I can do that." So if they're not gonna do it, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And
Beat
then,
him to the punch.
Yeah.
You're opening up the biggest toy auction place.
Nah, not another toy auction. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A brothel.
A brothel. Shit. Nah, you got too many problems with those at the moment.
That's all drama right there.
Yeah, Kid. I know Kid would be at the head of the line.
Shit, at a brothel? Nah. Nah, he'd be like, nah. His wife will go upside his head.
Upside your head, said, oops,
Yeah.
upside your head.
But I just think, there's a lot of things, especially nowadays when you got to find ways of doing things without cash. Everything is digital, so you got to conform to it, in a sense. So that's what I'm working on now. Something crazy. Yeah, OG Skywatch. Yep.
Yeah, see, that's one thing I've been trying to do, put out to people. Send me your own little commercial of your YouTube channel or whatever business you got, and I'll throw it in for, just play it through Oh, I do.
Oh shit! Yeah, you got it. It came in. Word.
Look at that.
Yeah, that looks nicer than it did in the promo pics.
No, it's dope. It's a dope figure. Period.
That mask and shit look kind of fucked up in the promo pics.
Oh no.
That whole thing is dope.
I love these. I just need my fucking faker, man.
Does mean got a skirt?
And you know what? I am perfectly happy that they kept the claws and not try to give them fucking fingers.
And you know what's crazy? The fucking claws are articulated, man.
Nice.
Yep.
The wings are articulated. Like, come on, bro. Like,
yeah.
Damn, that makes me so sad that Motu got canceled last month.
Is that out early? Did you get those early?
You can get them right now. I know Merman and Buzzoff were available in stock on BBTS.
Yeah.
And then
I think there's a few of them. I think they're still available. You can.
I'm behind, man. I still gotta get the Sorceress, Manny Faces.
Oh yeah, you're on wave 8 still.
I seen the Sorceress yesterday, but I was like,
yeah, I gotta get the Sorceress.
Maybe Katra and Jitsu. I'm not in love with that Jitsu, and Katra, I'm pissed she doesn't come with a cat form. Like, what am I gonna do with Katra if she can't turn into a cat?
I got Fisto, so I gotta get Jitsu.
Yeah.
Like, that's her power.
I
can't use her power now.
But I will.
Sorceress and Shadow Weaver.
Yeah, he's dope.
Ones right now.
It's not like it would have been Big Bird. Make her a deluxe. She wasn't nearly as big as Battle Cat when she transformed.
Yeah, see that Manny
the new Merman. I gotta get him.
It's a nice color shade too. The color apps on that is very nice.
Actually, wasn't she just about the same size in cat form as she was in human form? She was just the cat.
Yeah.
Those colors pop off the Manny faces real well.
Yeah, he looks
old school.
They did a great job on him.
Yeah.
All of them, man. All of them are fucking dope.
What up, old school?
Every one of them are dope.
Who the fuck is old school?
There you go.
You don't know old school from Cass?
I know who he is. I'm just giving
right.
Sorceress is dope.
What up, old school?
All right, you got me.
I done laid them all down, man, since my fucking decided to get drunk and fall over twice.
Yeah, the Grizzle wow.
Yeah,
top heavy, but you know.
Yeah, I'm just glad he didn't fuck up one of my vintage dinosaurs. He'd have been out the fucking window. I'd have been shipping him off to one of y'all who wanted him. Fucking
yeah, there's so many.
Yeah.
It's like they're getting smart the way they do the figures now, because in G.I. Joe, it's at least to me, in G.I. Joe and in Masterverse, there's so many figures that you could. They are characters, but you can troop build them as well.
Right.
I'm wondering when they will.
You could do it with the Buzzoff. You can probably do it with the Whiplash because he's got the armor.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
the character without the armor, and then just have a bunch of lizard men in the armor. The merman.
Did they do the Sorceress Tila yet?
No, she's the next wave that's already got leaked out. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, she's her and Skeltech, which is when he gets injected with motherboard at the end of the last episode.
Yeah, Hordax. Motherboard. Yeah.
I'm down for more of the new Eternia stuff than the.
Well, I know that Whiplash
Revolution, but I'll take whatever if it looks cool.
Right, that Whiplash, he's gonna be Wave 9 Deluxe, so he's gonna be popping up anytime now. So
he's gonna be a big guy. He's gonna be pretty big.
Well, I guess I gotta get caught up then.
Yeah. Sorry.
You heard it here, folks. Heard it here, folks, from the Motu King, because I already know people guys have already got it sent. But
I remember next time I'm down at the toy store to check for that, Kaz. Well, which I guess they only have Natasha and probably classics.
Is Cass still there?
That's that one. That Evelyn.
Because they didn't make a 2002 Natasha, did they? Daredevil.
What's that?
Yeah, the art on that is sick.
Natasha.
Dope. The artist is the same artist for the comic book.
Did they make a 2002 figure for her, just a classics?
I don't know that one, Cass.
I'm not sure, but
it's a She-Ra character. She was in like one episode. It was her and what was it, Spin Dancer or whatever? They were
They could've
introduced together, and they were in like one
Yeah.
or two episodes near the end.
Right.
The Revelation comics, they brought the next wave out. They got the comics out again.
Yeah, I've got those. Matter of fact, the last issue comes out on the 17th.
What's his name, like Spinnerella or Spin Dancer or some shit? I don't remember
This
the other
should
character's
be.
name.
Hold up, let's see. Yeah, this is the most recent issue.
Yeah.
She-Ra had a lot of odd characters on the good side.
Yeah, I've got them. I've got pretty much all up here right now.
Yeah.
Like Pika Blue. I don't think I need a
Blue.
Pika Blue figure.
Pika Blue. God damn.
Yeah, there's a lot of. They did a lot of weird characters.
Stuff. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, though, this show is put for like probably like 92 to 95% has been all about Motu.
Right.
Yeah, we did go off on a tangent about movies and Back to the Future and
Well, Michael J.
Fox at the beginning.
Yeah. But Motu, you can go on for days.
Yeah, right.
So many nuances and different side stories, different characters with their own issues and their own battles within Eternia. Because remember, Eternia is not just. I mean, the plant. Where they're from. The Eternia is just not the King Randall.
OG Skywatch. They use lube.
You know what I'm saying? There's other kingdoms.
Yeah, they are.
And that's like a vast story. Like
you just use lots of lube and go slow.
Because you've got Eternia, and then you got Etheria, which is Hordak and She-Ra, and then it's the whole multiverse of a whole universe of
and different dimensions within that.
Yeah, different dimensions.
And then Zodak, he knows all about them all.
Yeah, he travels. He's a neutral character, so he travels anywhere he wants to go.
Exactly. Zodak ain't no joke.
He turns into a rocket. That's why.
And hell, most people don't even realize it.
But he's kind of like what's his name from DC with the chair, Mobius or something.
No, that was oh shit, fucking what was it? His name's on the tip of my tongue. It's Lobo.
No. The dude that rides around, he sits in a throne, like a big like green throne, if I remember correctly. And if you sit in it, you like know everything. Like at one point in the comics, he lets Batman sit in the throne and ask one question, and he asks who the real identity of the Joker is.
Oh, you talking about DC?
I couldn't say, bro.
Mobius, is it? Is it Mobius?
I don't think it's Mobius.
I don't know. I need to get Cass to 3D print me a damn Zodak chair, though.
Word, Cass, you gotta get on the Zodak chair, man. Like there's certain accessories you can do and make dough off of quick.
Yeah. So the next
shit. That's
right. So for future
Skeletor throne.
Yeah, for future episodes of this Motu show, I'm gonna start doing like every time we get 100 subs, I'm gonna do a giveaway for something from Motu. And the more it goes up, the bigger the prizes are. Like,
Metron. Okay, Metron.
Metron. Okay.
Sits in the green chair and travels dimensions and time and whatnot. Can do anything.
You have to figure how to give away. Like some people are like they'll use like a.
Well, you know what? I bet Mobius is the name of the fucking chair. That's probably why I'm thinking Mobius.
Hold on a second. Was that Motu?
No, I was gonna say you had to figure out a way of how to, do for people to enter, what I'm saying, to how to win.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll do that, and we'll do
a process together for how to get.
Shit.
We had a little time.
It's the Mobius chair. I was remembering the name of his fucking chair instead of the name of the character.
Or you could format it to where it's okay, like you and Daredevil show, and then people come in with questions, and then you start the discussion after and stuff like that, or you have questions already lined out about it, or this is the subject matter. Let's talk about why didn't they start off with Hero first rather than just start with He-Man? You know what I'm saying?
What I want to do is I want to get like a whole bunch of subscribers, and that way I can pass it on to like all you guys in our family that has channels.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that in the meantime anyway.
I'm not making any type of money off this, no matter what. So
No, I mean neither. No, it's just all for the pure
just to have
enjoyment.
a good conversation about what we like and love.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
I'm just
I
glad
mean,
to
you
talk about
can
it.
if you want to, but it depends on where you want to go with it. That's all.
Yeah, I want to help spread, like bring people that we don't even know into this and help spread it along.
Yeah,
it seems like Saturday afternoon's a good time.
I do know through Instagram, to promote it through Instagram can be done.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't promote their shows through Instagram too much. They do it because they think everybody's on YouTube and boom boom. But if you put it through Instagram with a hashtag, what you call it, you know what I mean? I think that spreads faster.
Yeah.
I've seen. I've got a couple people on my Instagram that I'm friends with that do theirs like that via Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hashtag.
I got 2 Instagrams and they're like 500 and 600 people or something like that.
There you go. That's all you need to do. Put the
I'm
word
just happy.
out.
I'm just like I said. I'm happy to talk about it anytime I get the opportunity, man. And because I kind of feel like a black sheep a lot of the time because I'm everybody else is so caught up in what they love as far as no different than me, so to speak. But it seemed like I'm outnumbered by G.I. Joe and outnumbered by Transformers, and but it doesn't.
I like all of them.
It don't. It really don't. Really, it don't really bother me deep down, but I do from time to time think, like, am I? I just feel out of place.
Nah, don't do that. I mean, it's just you'll have people like my brother coming, man, fuck everything. It's all G.I. Joe. No. That's just him. We was playing with He-Man before G.I. Joe.
All the original series, all She-Ra, and all of the 2002.
We was into He-Man way before G.I. Joe. The way we found out about G.I. Joe was through our cousins. And that was the 82 wave that they had.
So I'm down to talk about Motu.
We had
if you
2 Castle Gray Skulls. We had 2 He-Man, 2 Skeletor. We had 2 of everything because we couldn't share at that time. But, we was He-Man first. And then G.I. Joe came in and it was like, oh, and plus we can get these vehicles. But He-Man is the first love, man.
Oh, yeah.
So,
if I could do the 3D printing, I'd probably start with He-Man instead of Joe's. because
Master of the Universe for those who are in the know.
3D printing.
We would call that I would want. Skeletors, robots, and stuff. Yeah. I'd love, like I always said, I'd love a Filmation accurate attack track because I don't think they've ever made one.
No, they never made one. There's rumors going around that they want to supposedly do one in Origins, but I don't know how that's going to come.
I don't know why they didn't do one in Mega Constructs. That'd be the easiest way to do it. I don't understand
why they don't be smart and do it a dual type of situation where it's sized for both sizes.
Yeah, Kaz, there is a file for it, brother. Remember I talked to you about it. I actually showed it to you. It's on Colts 3D. Sorry about that, Rod. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's cool, bro.
I think he was asking
about the chair, right?
The chair. Yeah, earlier.
It might be on that one as well, Kaz. They got a bunch of stuff on there.
So you people that want to 3D print stuff, make a little change or whatever, make
a little bit of change. Make sure your detail is tight, and then you're good. That's all
make
it is.
A commercial.
But it depends on the file.
Yeah, make a commercial and send it to me, and I'll play it during these shows.
So I just want the attack track, completely accurate, big enough to hold all the characters. Doors work the same way they do on the show, opens up in the back, the front slides forward.
Well, I'm going to make you jizz all over yourself. I know a dude right now on Colts 3D. He's got files for the attack track, the collector, which is
Skeletor's flying ship.
Okay.
He's got a whole bunch of Filmation inspired stuff on there. I'm telling you,
Are
when
they
I saw
accurate? Because I've seen a couple, but
Yes.
I didn't really like them.
yes, they're all screen accurate, man. I was just blown away at the quality of them, and matter of fact, the day I saw it. Me and Kaz seen them, and I was over at his house, and that's the day I gave him I had to ask him about doing me a Hordak throne, because I had told him that there was a Hordak throne on there that I wanted really bad. He printed it up. So, hey. Y'all shut up.
A lot of these corporations, I think they're scared of making money now.
But I think
Weird
the only
as it
problem is making them.
sounds, because all this stuff that's available, I would have been put this shit out. I'm like, look, these guys went on this, and I would make a program to where, okay, look, we know we're not gonna mass produce it at large levels. We're just gonna give it to our fans. Let's just make the money for the fans. Let's get it going. And look, we're bringing out all these vehicles. Yo, you buy it, cool. Just pre-order it, and we'll make it. We don't need a big ass crowd fund. Oh, as soon as you get to 3,000, no. All right, you'll know who's really interested if they pre-order. Period.
Yeah, that's you know what? That's a better idea than I was saying. I was just saying to Kaz, you know what you should do is make enough to sell 3 times per year. Like make enough for of stuff for Joe Fest, and then make enough for like maybe August, and then another bunch for Christmas time when people buy stuff like that.
Like these companies, I don't know, their strategies are kind of like, okay, I understand crowdfunding, but technically it's pre-ordering. They just made it on a bigger scale. Oh, we got to reach this amount. But if we don't reach it, we're not making it. That's bullshit. So now if you got, let's say, for instance, that thing that was supposed to reach 5,000. Oh, we only got 4,200.
Maybe they'll stop doing that if enough of them fail. Because you know they had to put some money into it to get it started, because the designs came from somewhere.
Exactly. So it's like, it makes no sense. Like, okay, you needed 5,000 to achieve this goal, but you only got 4,200. You're the fucking dickhead if you're not putting up 800 of that. You know what I'm saying? 800 people or whatever, thousands of dollars, whatever. Like, give it to the fans. This way, it goes a long way. Because the next time you drop something, they're gonna be like, "Yo, we missed out on that last motherfucker. Then we're jumping in on this one." You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand how they do business. They're just fucked up individuals, corporations.
Amen to that.
You know, like, if
and they got greedy on shit. Like the Hiss tank. I didn't get it because, I don't want to pay that much, and I don't need all the extra shit it comes with, like the lights and all the. Yeah. I would just pay less for a basic Hiss tank.
I mean, look at all the extra figures. Look what they're trying to charge for that bullshit Robbie Reyes shit.
You know why they do stuff like that? Because they hire people fresh out of college.
Exactly.
They don't know nothing about, they have no interest in that stuff. They're just like, ooh, this is a job, this is opening, and then.
And sad to say, Lenny, I mean, I guess he's burnt out. He looks burnt out every time I see him come on the damn thing. Yeah. I'm like, dude, you grew up and you know what it is with G.I. Joe. You know how we are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that goes for any brand, Transformers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, at least Transformers, they cater to their community. They know, we got to put this shit out. Even though they fuck over their community in a different way by giving y'all the same shit in different packaging, but y'all still buy it because that's what you love.
Oh, that's my buddy boy.
You know what I mean? But with G.I. Joe, they fuck up. Masters of the Universe is it depends on what they're selling and how they're selling it. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, they do produce what they say they're going to produce, and it goes off without a hitch, really. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed.
I hate to cut this short, but I gotta go.
All right.
I really do.
Just been bullwinkled.
But you do know that let me stop.
I've been totally bullwinkled since an hour
ago.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time, man.
no problem.
Word. I enjoyed
I mean,
it.
you guys.
I appreciate all y'all for coming on.
Yeah, you guys can
Word.
continue this on Cash Show tonight or something.
Yeah. We probably do it later on tonight. Most
Tomorrow's movie night, so
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow's Mother's Day too, so it's like,
oh yeah, crap! I keep forgetting shit.
yeah. So
And dear mama,
I don't think anybody gonna be on tomorrow. At any point, either you're reminiscing or you're celebrating.
Yep.
Transformers aren't bred. Oh wait, breed. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Transformers are a different breed. They will go outside to third party. Yes, indeed. They'll get their fix. How they gonna get their cocaine?
Yeah, I need to clean off my glasses.
Dude, those third parties sometimes are actually way better.
I'm just waiting for a third party G.I. Joe manufacturer. Once they do that, and they do better than the actual Hasbro, it's over for Hasbro. They can chalk it up. They can say.
Yeah, I always wondered why there's so many third-party Transformer companies and like almost no third-party companies for any other line.
Yeah, there should be, but I guess Hasbro's reach is so wide in that area where they produce those toys. Because there's
Like
a district,
the only ones
there's a
that
toy
KO.
district in China. There's a real district of factories in China, plastics and I forget what province, but it's a district. And they all connected, so it's like.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming.
Oh yeah,
right,
sure.
easy.
Thanks, Motu.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Check
Thanks for
y'all
having me, buddy.
later on this evening, then.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right.
See y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.
All right, Dan. Have a good one, Kurt. We'll see you later, maybe.